Reading Srimad Bhagavatam 4:30-31. Varam vrinimahetapi natatva parataha paran yanya nayantastva vibhutinam sonanta iti giyase. Varam, benediction. Vrinnimahe, we shall pray for. Atha api, therefore, Nata, O Lord, Tvat, from you, Parataha Parat, beyond the transcendence, Na, not, Hey, certainly, Antaha, and Tvat, Yo, Vibhutinam, of opulences, Saha, you, Anantaha, unlimited, Iti, thus, Giyase, are celebrated. Dear Lord, we shall therefore pray for your benediction because you are the Supreme, beyond all transcendence. And because there is no end to your opulence, consequently you are celebrated by the name Ananta. Kindly repeat, Dear Lord, we shall therefore pray for your benediction because you are the Supreme, beyond all transcendence. Because there is no end to your opulences, consequently, you are celebrated by the name Ananta. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. There was no need for the prasetas to ask any benediction from the Supreme Lord because the devotees are simply satisfied by the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Guru Maharaj practiced severe austerities and penances to see the Supreme Lord, and his intention was to receive benediction from the Lord. He wanted to acquire the throne of his father or attain an even better position, but when he was actually in the presence of the Supreme Lord, he forgot everything. He said, My dear Lord, I do not wish to ask any benediction. This is the actual position of the devotee. The devotee simply wants to be in the presence of the Supreme Lord, either in this world or in the next, and engage in His service. This is the ultimate goal and benediction for the devotees. The Lord asked the prasetas to pray for some benediction, and they said, what kind of benediction we pray for? The Lord is unlimited and there are unlimited benedictions. The purport is that if one must ask for benediction, he must ask for unlimited benediction. The word Tvat Parataha is very significant in this verse. Supreme Personality of Godhead is Parataha Parat. The word Para means transcendental, beyond this material world. The impersonal Brahman effulgence is beyond this material world, and this is called Param Padam. Arorya Krichena Param Padam, merging into the impersonal effulgence of the Lord, is called Param Padam. But there is a higher transcendental position which is the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwaniti Sabdayate. The Absolute Truth is realized first as impersonal Brahman, then as Paramatma, and finally as Bhagavan. Thus, the personality of Godhead Bhagavan is Parataha Parat, beyond Brahman and Paramatma realization. And this connection, Srila Jiva Goswami points out that the Parataha Parat means better than the best. passes the spiritual world, it is known as Brahman. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is, however, known as Parabrahman. Therefore, Parataha Parat means better than Brahman realization. As will be explained in the next verses, the Prasetas plan to ask the Lord for something that has no limit. The Lord's pastime, qualities, forms and name are all unlimited. There is no limit to His name, form, pastime, creation, paraphernalia. The living entity cannot conceive of the unlimitedness of the unlimited. However, if living entities are engaged in hearing about the unlimited potency of the Supreme Lord, they are factually connected directly to the unlimited. Such understanding of the unlimited becomes unlimited by hearing and chanting. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gnanam Gna Shalakaya Chikshunam Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Satpitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamam Vidati Swapadandikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sikajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajim Shadvidam Shavadutam Parajanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaganvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shavanushtuta Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, thank you very much for joining us on this Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are hearing here about how the Lord is unlimited, and if you go to Him, it is best that you ask for something which is unlimited. Actually, the Lord, many of them are very much aspiring to merge into the effulgence of the Lord. They think that that is the ultimate, Krishna also spoke about that. So he spoke about this impersonal aspect. Brahmano he pratistaham amritasya vasyasya cha sasvastasya cha dharmasya sukasya kantikasya cha. Say this is I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable and eternal. It is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. So Brahman effulgence, according to many of the impersonalists, they consider it as the ultimate happiness. And Krishna is saying here, I am the basis of that. See? So people who are not knowing Krishna, people who are not knowing Krishna, they come to this platform and they think that this is it. This is what? Brahmanda is the and there's nothing higher than that. Yes? Because it is very blissful also. So they think this is the ultimate goal of life, is to get to engage in worshipping the impersonal aspect. But this thing is not accepted by devotees as the ultimate, You see here, here you see the purport. Generally it is understood that by merging into the existence of Brahman, Haribol. Generally it is understood that by merging into the existence of Brahman, the impersonal feature of the Absolute Truth, one becomes completely happy. Is that point? So this is what they think, that when we merge into the Brahman, then we become completely happy. The word Brahma Nirvana refers to connecting with the Absolute Truth, which is realized in the three features, Brahmeti, Paramatmaiti and Bhagavaniti Sabdayate. One feels Brahma Sukha, spiritual happiness, by merging into the impersonal Brahman, because the Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti. Yasya Prabha, the impersonal Brahman, consists of the rays of Krishna's transcendental body. Therefore, whatever transcendental bliss one feels from merging in Brahman is due to contact with Krishna. Contact with Krishna is perfect Brahma Sukha. When the mind is in touch with the impersonal Brahman, one becomes satisfied, but one must advance further to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For one's remaining merged in the Brahman effulgence is not always assured. And Prabhupada is quoting this verse many times. It is said, Arudha Krichena Parampanam Tata Patanti Adaho Nadrita Yushman Angrayaha. One may merge in the Brahman feature of the Absolute Truth, but there is a chance that one may fall, because have not been acquainted with Ajokchaja or Vasudeva. Of course, such Brahma Sukha undoubtedly eliminates material happiness. But when one advances through impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead in relation with Him as servant, friend, parent, or conjugal lover, one's happiness becomes all-pervading. Then one automatically feels transcendental bliss just as one becomes happy seeing the shining of the moon. One acquires natural happiness upon seeing the moon, but when one sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one's transcendental happiness increases hundreds and thousands of times. As soon as one is very intimately connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one surely becomes free from all material contamination. Ya nivrittis tanu pratam. This cessation of material happiness is called Nivritti or Nirvana. Srila Rupa Goswami says in his Bhakti Rasa Sindhu, Brahmanda, Brahman ando bhavadesa chet para, again this word, para arda gunikritaha, naiti bhakti sukam bodhe paramanu tulam api. If the Brahmananda, the bliss of merging in the Brahman effulgence were multiplied 100 trillion times, it will still not equal even an atomic fragment of the ocean of transcendental bliss felt in devotional service. You see this point? If Brahmanda multiplied 100 trillion times, it will still not equal an atomic fragment of the ocean of transcendental bliss felt in devotional service. Correct? Yes. Brahma bhuta prasnatmana sochate na kanchate samaham sarve bhuteshu Mad Bhakti Labate Param. Prabhupada is making a very important point here. One who is transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments nor desires to have anything, is equally disposed toward all living entities. In that state he attains pure devotional service unto the Lord. So you can see Brahman effulgence is not the ultimate. Yes? After getting to Brahman, when you become, what do we say, you don't lament or you don't desire anything, you're equally disposed to every living entity, then only you can get what? My devotional service. There's a big difference, That's why to become a devotee is a very topmost thing. Right? Krishna says what? Bahunam janmanam ante. Krishna says what? A person who knows that Krishna is all in all. This person, after many, many births, who knows that Krishna is topmost. Such a person is what? Very rare in a great soul. Understand? Krishna never called all these Mayavadis and all these guys as great souls. I quote this verse many, many times. Yes? You know where it is? Bhagavad Gita? Huh? You know? 9, because he said. Because he said, Huh? You don't know. You knew. You don't know number. Huh? So you must know, okay. So here, you see Krishna says, here, this verse, many times highlighted this. Jnana yagyena cha api anye. He called this cha api anye means what? Anye means what? Others. Yajato mam upashate ekatvena. Ekatvena is the what? This oneness, ekatvena. Prataktvena. Who are these prataktvena? Prataktvena means one who worship many gods. Practically the demigod worshippers. And Bahuda Visvato Mukam. This one is the one who worship the universal form of the Lord. So the three classes he says here. Krishna is saying. So those people, you see that here the translation. Others, this is the word here, others, anye, others, they are not called Mahatmas, they are not called Sudurlabha, what is that? Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavamam prapadyante vasudevim sarvamiti saha Mahatma Sudur, two words. They are very great and rare souls. But here, the Lord is just calling them as others. That's what? Others. That means they are not very great, no? Yes? Does it mean it's great? Hello? Does it mean they are great? They are others. Some guy came here and argued, He argued like anything. Was it Chetan, wasn't it, the guy? Oh my goodness. He was crazy. We showed him all the verses. He's shaking his head, He just doesn't want to accept. Yeah, we are showing. See, this is nonsense. That's why Madhvacharya, if we see this guy coming across to his side, he will catch them and he will shake them like this until their Mayavad thing leaves their head. You know how much is so powerful, Madhvacharya, not? You know how powerful it is? One wrestler came, So, he wanted to challenge him. Alright, you can move my toe, you win. So Madhva put the toe, and this guy was trying to lift his toe, he could not do nothing. It's such powerful personality, Madhvacharya. Can you imagine, he shake your ears? I don't think you have any years left, boy. That's how he treats these Mayavads, That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Mayavadi, Sunile, Sarvanash. If you go to them, they are finished. Why did he say that? Why did he say that if you go to the Mayavadis, you are finished? Why? Because they are big offenders to Krishna. Mayavadi, Krishna re aparadhi. Why they are aparadhis of Krishna? They are only running on with the lights. Why? Why they are offenders? Tell me. Tell me why they are offenders. After all, they are only with the light one. What's the problem? What's the problem?
Because they deny the personal form.
Okay, they deny the personal form, but that's all, no? Why? What's so big rush about it?
They want to be one with the...
Nothing wrong being one with God. For that you cannot be offensive. Correct? Is it offensive to say I want to be one with God and I like the light? Any problem? Why then is aparadhi?
Because they think that the Lord is formless and that is thinking like no hand, no legs. So it is like thinking that.
That's the point. That they like to say God has got what? No head, no hand, no leg. How you like to call your father without hand, leg and head? Is it very nice? And then Ishwar is, this verse, Kapiyasam Pudriyaksham, you know this? This Mayavad Purna, what is his name? Yadava Praksha. Yadava Prakash, the guru of Ramanuja, he was saying, his class, he was teaching that Kapiyasam Pundrikaksham, the Lord's face, is compared to the Kapi. In Sanskrit, Kapi means what? Monkey. He is comparing the face of the Lord to the backside of the monkey. This is very nice. Is this very nice? That's what he was doing. And when Ramanuja was massaging him, he was crying. He said, why are you crying? What happened? He's crying. He's very emotional. When I say crying, he's crying. I think he's Ramanuja's lineage.
He's a Tattvavadi. Tattvavadi.
He's a Tattvavadi. So you can see, then he said, no, I'm crying because you spoke in the class. You said, Kapiyas, I'm referring to the monkey's backside. You describe the Lord in that way, I'm feeling very hurt. You know better? Yes? He didn't say yes. You explain this verse? And he says, Kapiyasam. Kapi also means ka, and referring to the flower. The lotus flower is also ka. And is drinking the sun rays, because the flower that drinks the sun rays, what flower is that? Lotus flower. Kapiyasam, Pundarikaksham. So the Lord's face is comparable to the lotus flower. You can find out there 50 Sanskrit words and many things there. But the gist of that I'm explaining, that he explained that the Lord's face is so beautiful, it's comparable to the lotus flower which drinks the sun, rays. See? Pundarika Aksham, Pundarika Aksham, So when that the Yadava Prakash, he heard that, he was very upset because, he was Mayavad, you see. So from then on he plotted to get rid of Ramanuja. The story goes on. So you see, the Mayavadis, not only they are offenders to the Lord, they are also big offenders to the devotees. You understand? They think that the devotee is useless. They don't know anything. Right? That's why also Prakashananda Saraswati, he says, anyone who wants to go to this Mayavad platform is committing spiritual suicide. What is that word? Naraka Kal, what is that? Kaivalyam Narkayate. What is that? Where is the verse? Can you help me? He says, you see, now we have understood by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mayavadis are what? Offenders. Correct? Because they are particularly speaking about the Lord in a very derogatory way. Correct? Actually blasphemous. Why you say that? Right? That's why I use the word aparadi. Now here, Prakashananda Saraswati, he says, those who want to merge, he says here, you see, he's saying, what is he saying? See, this is over there. Kaivalyam narakayate tridhasa pura kasha pushpayate durdande indriya kala sarpa tali prokta damstrayate Vishwam Purnam Sukayate Vidde Mahendra Adischa Kitayete Yat Karunaya Kataksha Vaibhava Vatam Tam Gauram Evastumaha. For one who becomes a pure devotee through devotional service to the great personality like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kaivalya or merging into Brahman appears no better than hell. See that yet? Huh? It is actually hellish. It is what? Hellish to merge into the effulgence of the Lord. As far as the heavenly planet are concerned, to a devotee they are like Pente's move Gauriya or the will of the hit. And as far as yogic perfection is concerned, a devotee does not care a fig for such perfection, since the purpose of yogic perfection is achieved automatically by the devotee. This is all possible when one becomes the devotee of the Lord through the medium of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. So this is the point. You know who is this person who is speaking this verse? Huh? You know who is speaking? Prakashana Saraswati. He is the he is a contemporary. No, he is a brother-in-law, brother. Huh? He is the brother of our, yes, Venkatappat, the uncle of Gopāl Goswami. Yes. He's speaking like this. He said, those who want to merge, it's a hellish, no better than hell. Right? Correct? So anyone wants to go into this Brahmana effulgence, actually those who have offended the Lord only fall down to this position. Those who are offenders of the Lord, they fall down to this Brahman. And when you go to Brahman, it is not necessary that you will make it. There is a good chance you will go to Brahman and fall down also. Brahma is saying, yes, in that verse 10:232, correct? If you don't take shelter of the Lord, then you will fall down. Fall down means what? Fall down also means that material desires will again come in your heart. Vasanam. I'm sure that verse is right. You know, right? You don't know? I showed all those verses right so many times, over and over and over again, I think. 8, Antilila 8, something, Vasanam. You know, this is speaking about Ramachandra Puri, right? Because he offended his guru, then this Vasanam, you know, all the material desires again appear in his heart. You know, no? You know where is it? No? 8 what?
8:26.
26, correct. So this is the position of the people who offend, you know. Bhagavad Gita. So you can see here the word, Ramachandra Puri was thus denounced by Madhavendra Puri due to his offense. Gradually material desires appeared within him. See that point here? Vasanam. Vasanam, material desire. Janmila arose. Right? So those who are offenders, then they fall down to this Mayavad platform. See? Very dangerous, you know. The word vasana, material desire, refer to dry speculative knowledge, such as speculative knowledge. Such speculative knowledge only material, as confirmed in the Bhagavatam 10:14:4. A person without devotional service who simply wants to know things kevala bodhaya labde gets only dry speculative knowledge but no spiritual profit. This is confirmed in the Bhakti Sundar, wherein it is said, Jivan mukta api punaryanti samsara vasanam yadi ke achintya mahashakto bhagavati aparadinaha. Even though one is liberated in this life, if one offends the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he falls down the midst of material desires, of which dry speculation about spiritual realization is one. Yeah, see that? Even if one is liberated in this life, he becomes addicted to material desire because of offenses to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this platform of again, even liberated souls sometimes fall down to material desire, but those who are fully engaged in devotional service, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are not affected by such desire. There's a difference, a devotee. So if one becomes an offender to the spiritual master or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he falls down to material platform to merely speculate. This is the thing that is dangerous. You understand? So if you do not catch hold of the lotus feet of Krishna through the spiritual master, by not offending him, then yes, then you are protected. You are what? This is very nicely explained, by Kapila to Devotee, he explains. By catching hold of the lotus feet of the devotees, then you are protected. But here he is offending the devotee. The Buddhist Ramachandra Puri, his guru was crying for Krishna, and he said, "Why are you crying? You meditate on Brahman now." He was pitching the guru. And the guru cursed him, "I don't want to see your face anymore. You please go away. If I see your face, then all whatever good I have will be gone." See how? When you are cursed by your guru, then what is your life? What is the use of your life? Correct? So you will fall down. Why we have to be very, very careful when we are dealing. You understand? We are getting attracted to Mayavad means finish. And not only this is Mayavad, it's so risky. They think this is the highest, but Lord Brahma is saying, anyone who worships this impersonal aspect is a candidate for where? Candidate for? You know, where is that? This is also quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this verse. Maybe it's not this one. See this what? Again, you Nadrito, the same thing. Naraka, see? Is that what? Naraka, Bhagavir. This verse is very important, quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he is speaking about this Mayavad. This present form or any transcendental form expanded by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna is equally auspicious for all the universe. Since you have manifested this eternal personal form upon whom your devotees meditate, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. Those who are destined to dispatch to the path of hell neglect your personal form because of speculating on material topics. So those who are into this Brahman, their position is what? Brahman, is it? See? Dispatch to the path of hell. So this Brahman effulgence, although it's so blissful and all that, and if you don't commit offenses, then maybe by the mercy of devotee, by the mercy of the devotees, then yes, you can be saved. Oh great learned devotee, although there are many faults in the material world, there is one good opportunity, the association with devotees. Such association brings about great happiness. Due to this good quality, our strong desire to achieve liberation by merging into Brahman effulgence has become weaker. So that association of devotees is the sum and substance of spiritual life. Otherwise, so because the devotees are constantly with the Lord, they don't want anything else. The classic example is Dhruva Maharaj, Prabhupada gave yes? He was seeing the Lord within, and he got all mystic power and everything. He was pushing the earth down by his small boy, 5 years old. And then the Lord appeared, he took him, he disappeared from his heart, and he walked, he kind of, came out of his trance, and then he saw the Lord standing in front. And the Lord asked him, now what do you want? He said, no, I don't want anything. I came looking for broken glasses, but I found a valuable jewel instead. Same thing Prahlad also said, I don't want anything, I have you. Right? And you see again Arjuna was tested, no? You see the difference in consciousness. Duryodhana wanted what? Arjuna and Duryodhana, right? Krishna said, either you have me or you have my army. But you have me, I will not fight. But Arjuna, he didn't want to give Duryodhana the chance first. He asked Arjuna to, okay, since I saw you first, okay, you make the choice. Right? See how the Lord is testing. I mean, Arjuna is a pure devotee. See how he is testing? No, I only want you. No, but you, what's the use of me? I won't fight also. Never mind, my Lord. Even you don't fight also, never mind. I only want you. You see how the devotees, correct? But Duryodhana, he was jumping in joy. Wow, stupid this Arjuna. Such a fool, this Arjuna. Look, you see, and my army, what do you call that? What is the name of the army? Narayana Sena, correct? Right. The Narayana Sena, how powerful. I only want you. That's the intelligence, because devotee, they know when they get Krishna, they get everything. Can Krishna come there and give you bad result? Wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is Arjuna, there is all victory, opulence, everything, correct? So you see how the consciousness of a materialist, he is calculating by material power. This Arjuna is only one guy, But I got Bhima, I got how many people here? Correct? Look at my side, how powerful, correct? So he was calculating on material strength. Same thing, what's his name? Ravana also, correct? He had generals with, formidable weapons. And the other side, Ram had only monkeys. And what they were throwing, Prabhupada said, trees. But they got the curse. This Ravana's military got the curse. They couldn't even shoot the arrows. Just like Karna. He couldn't shoot because finished, no? Yes. So once you get Krishna, then everything impossible become possible. But if you don't get Krishna, then whatever you have. That's why the devotees, they don't want nothing. They say, no, my dear Lord, we don't want anything. Because my devotees, possess saintly behavior and deep intelligence, they are completely dedicated themselves to me and do not desire anything beside me. And even I offer them liberation from birth and death, they do not accept it. They don't want nothing, they just want to be with the Lord. You follow this point? Yeah? I think I showed all these verses many, many times. Right? I think there's another one in 11 to 53 or 54. Yeah? The lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are sought even by the greatest of demigods, which is Brahma and Shiva, who have all accepted the Supreme Personality of Godhead as life and soul. The pure devotee of the Lord can never forget those lotus feet in any circumstance. He will not give up this shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord for a single moment, indeed not even for half a moment, even in exchange for the benediction of ruling and enjoying the opulence of the entire universe. Such a devotee of the Lord is to be considered the dāsa of Vaishnavas. And this purport, Akunta Smriti, the Lord, the devotee cannot forget the lotus feet of the Lord. See, this verse here, this is the verse again. The devotee who has offered his soul to me does not want anything if it is separate from me. Not the position of the supreme demigod of the universe, Brahman, nor that of Lord Indra, nor kingship over the entire earth, or over the lower planet system, nor the mystic perfection of yoga, not even freedom from the cycle of rebirth. Once they got even a little bit of Krishna, who has offered his soul to me, does not want anything if it is separate from me. Yeah. That's the position of a devotee. Because he has got Krishna and everything is so, auspicious. Why I want to go and get anything else? Yeah? You don't know. That's why I think I showed all those verses, right? Is that? In that, what? CC, yeah? 21, what is that? The devotees, they don't want to, blinking of the eye, they curse the Creator, Brahma. They say he doesn't know how to do his job. Right? You know, right? I think I showed also 11, 21, what is that? What number? CC. I think we can read before we wrap up. So why someone the whole line, no? 1, 2, 3. So we'll see this 21. Yeah, this verses, there's a whole thing there. After seeing Krishna, various people criticize the blinking of the eyes. In Vrindavan especially, all the gopis criticize Lord Brahma because of this defect in the eyes. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited some verses from the Srimad Bhagavatam and explained them vividly, thus enjoying the taste of transcendental sweetness with great happiness. All man and woman were accustomed to enjoying the beauty of the shining face of Lord Krishna as well as his shark-shaped earrings swinging on his ears. His beautiful features, his cheeks and his playful smiles are all combined to form a constant festival for the eyes. And the blinking of the eyes becomes obstacle that impede one from seeing that beauty. For this reason, man and woman become very angry at the Creator, Lord Brahma. This is from the Bhagavatam, 9:24-65. O Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curly hair, half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us. And we consider the Creator who has put eyelids on our eyes. We used to foreseeing you to be simply a fool. As again by the gopis. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is identical with the Vedic hymn known as the Kama Gayatri, which is composed of 24.5 syllables. Those syllables are compared to the moon that arises in Krishna. Thus all the three worlds are filled with desire. The face of Krishna is the king of all moons, and the body of Krishna is the throne. Thus the king governs the society of moons. Krishna has two cheeks that shine like glowing gems. Both are considered full moon. His forehead is considered half a moon, and the spot of sandalwood there is considered full moon. I mean, you can go to this chapter and read on. Now I want to point out one more thing before I close. That this verse, I think it's this verse, just reading, I think it's quite important that we understand this. Okay, we'll read this verse then. Upon seeing the charming forms of the Lord smiling and attractive and hearing His very pleasing word, the pure devotee almost loses all other consciousness. His senses are free from all other engagement and he becomes absorbed in devotional service. Thus, in spite of his unwillingness, he attained liberation without separate endeavor. And the thing I wanted to point out is here in this verse, this is a very important purport, Oh my mother, my devotees always see the smiling face of my form with his eyes like the rising morning sun. They like to see my various transcendental forms which are all benevolent, and they also talk favorably with me. So the purport, Prabhupada is saying, Mayavadis and atheists accept the form of the deities in the temple of the Lord as idols. That's why we don't use the word idling. You understand this word? Idol. But devotees do not worship idols. They directly worship the personality of Godhead in His Archa incarnation. Archa refers to the form which you can worship in our present condition. Actually, in our present state, it is not possible to see God in His spiritual form because our material eyes and senses cannot conceive our spiritual form. We cannot even see the spiritual form of the individual soul. When a man dies, we cannot see how the spiritual form leaves the body. That is the defect of our material senses. In order to be seen by our material senses, the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts a favorable form which is called Archa Vigraha. This Archa Vigraha, sometimes called the Archa incarnation, is not different from Him. Just as the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts various incarnations, He takes on forms made of matter, clay, wood, metal and jewel. The many shastric injunctions we give instruction for carving forms of the Lord. These forms are not material. If God is all pervading, then He is also in the material element. There is no doubt about it. But the atheists think otherwise. Although they preach that everything is God, when they go to the temple and see the form of the Lord, they They deny that he is God. According to their own theory, everything is God. Then why is the deity not God? Actually, they have no conception of God. The devotee's vision, however, is different. Their vision is smeared with the love of God. As soon as they see the Lord in his different form, the devotees become saturated with love, for they do not find any difference between the Lord and his form in the temple as do the atheists. You understand this? The smiling face of the deity in the temple is beheld by the devotees as transcendental and spiritual, and the decoration of the body of the Lord is very much appreciated by the devotees. It is the duty of the spiritual master to teach how to decorate the deity in the temple, how to cleanse the temple, how to worship the deity. There are different procedures, rules and regulations which are followed in temples of Vishnu, and devotees go there and see the deity, the Vigraha, and spiritually enjoy the form because all deities are benevolent. The devotees express their mind before the deity. In many instances, the deity also gives answers. One must be very elevated devotee in order to be able to speak with the Supreme Lord. Sometimes the Lord informs the devotee through dream. These exchanges of feeling between the deity and the devotee are not understandable by atheists, but actually the devotee enjoys them. Kapila Muni is explaining how the devotees see the decorated body and face of the deity and how they speak with him in devotional service. So now I'm talking all along about Krishna, but we fail to understand the same Lord is here, standing before us. You understand? Anyone who thinks that this is some stone, then what? He is what? Possessing what? Archer, Sila. Sila, what is that word? Huh? Anyone who thinks that the deity is made of stone and some nonsense, for what? Purpose, is it? Yeah, there's a long verse here. This Arche Vishnu Shilati Gurusu Naramatir Vaishnava Jati Buddhi. One who thinks that deity in the temple to be made of wood or stone, he thinks of the spiritual master in the disciplic succession an ordinary man who thinks the Vaishnava in the Achyuta Gotra to belong to a certain caste or creed, who thinks of Charnamrita or Ganges water. Ordinary water is taken to be a resident of hell. You understand this point? If you think that the deity is someone, but stone, right? Then he will be stone to you. Correct? You cannot understand him. But if you appreciate his beauty, his smiling face, like Kapila is saying, right? The devotees, they get absorbed, they don't want nothing else. So that's why always they challenge, hey, are you seeing God? What is your answer? No, I am not seeing. What's your answer? If we ask you this question, are you seeing God?
Yes.
What do you say?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah? You say, yeah. Where? See? Lord is standing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the one Panda, I think, priest, show me where you know where is Krishna? I think that's in the CC, correct? I can show you Krishna, come with me, I show you. And he brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Jagannath, and showed, this is Krishna standing here. So you are very kind to me. He embraced him because he brought him to. So to see Krishna and see here are not different. Understand? So therefore when someone asks you, are you seeing God? Our answer is yes. What? No, see, we are not pure, but yeah. No answer like that. What's the answer? Yes. Where? He's standing here. No, this is stone. What? Stone? Because you are thinking like that. Just now you read the purport. What purport we read? Non-different is what? What? Hello? Huh? So he's standing here. He's standing here and giving what? Darshan. Yes? So we should try to understand Krishna like that. Not think that, oh, Krishna is somebody else, the deity is somebody else. You know what I mean? Yeah, all these things, all, stories. Huh? What? Hello? What? Stories. Huh? So you see how important this is. That's why for the neophyte, he also can go back to Godhead. The next verse, the purport, very important. I think we will go through before I wrap up. Huh? This is a very important purport that I think you should all remember if you can. Yeah? There are three divisions of devotee: first class, second class and third class. Even the third class devotees are liberated souls. Even the third class devotees are liberated souls. It is explained in this verse that although they do not have knowledge, simply by seeing the beautiful decoration of deity in the temple, the devotee is absorbed in thought of him and loses all other consciousness. Simply by fixing oneself in Krishna consciousness, engaging the senses in service of the Lord, one is imperceptibly liberated. What's the meaning of imperceptibly? Huh? Without any perception. I mean, what does it mean? This? You search imperceptibly, liberated. Huh?
Unnoticeable.
Huh?
Unnoticeable.
Unnoticeable. That means synonymous, is liberated. Correct? This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Simply by discharging uncontaminated devotional services described in the scripture, one becomes equal to Brahman. In Bhagavad Gita it is said, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. This means that the living entity in his original state is Brahman because it's part and parcel of the Supreme Brahman, but simply because of his forgetfulness of his real nature as an eternal servant of the Lord, he is overwhelmed and captured by Maya. His forgetfulness of his real constitutional position is Maya, otherwise he is eternally Brahman. When one is trained to become conscious of his position, he understands that he is the servant of the Lord. Brahman refers to the stage of self-realization. Even the third class devotee who is not advanced in knowledge of the absolute truth but simply offers obeisances with great devotion, thinks of the Lord, sees the Lord in the temple and brings forth flowers and fruit to offer to the deity, become imperceptibly liberated. Shraddhaya anvitaha, with great devotion, the devotee offers worshipable respect and paraphernalia to the deity. The deities of Radha and Krishna, Lakshmi and Narayan and Ram and Sita are very attractive to devotees. So much so that when they see the statue decorated in the temple of the Lord, they become fully absorbed in the thought of the Lord. This is the stage of liberation. In other words, it is confirmed herewith that even a third class devotee is in the transcendental position above those who are trying for liberation by speculation or by other methods. Even great impersonalists like Sukadev Goswami and the four Kumaras were attracted by the beauty of the deities in the temple, by the decoration and by the aroma of tulsi offered to the Lord, they become devotees. Even though they were in the liberated state, instead of remaining impersonalists, they were attracted by the beauty of the Lord and became devotees. Here the word vilasa is very important. Vilasa refers to the activities of the pastime of the Lord. It is a prescribed duty in the temple worship that not only should one visit the temple to see the deity nicely decorated, but at the same time you should hear the recitation of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita or some similar literature which is regularly recited in temple. It is the system in Vrindavan that in every temple there is a recitation of the Shastras. Even third class devotees who have no literary knowledge or no time to read the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, you get the opportunity to hear about the pastime of the Lord. In this way their minds may remain always absorbed in the thought of the Lord, His form, His activities and His transformed nature. This stage of Krishna consciousness is a liberated stage. Lord Chaitanya therefore recommended 5 important processes in discharge of devotional service. You want to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. To associate with devotees and serve them as far as possible. To hear Srimad Bhagavatam, to see the decorated temple and the deity, and if possible to live in a place like Vrindavan or Mathura. These 5 items alone can help a devotee achieve the highest perfectional state. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita and here in the Srimad Bhagavatam that third class devotees can also imperceptibly achieve liberation. Is accepted in all Vedic literatures. See this point? Hello? Yes. Because the Lord is present here. I'm sure those who have got the mercy of going and serving the Lord inside, they can feel a big change in their spiritual life, is it not? Hello? No. No change. There's no change books. What is that? No change. What? Difference? You feel you are fortunate that you have given this chance? Yes or no? I have to ask many times. Yes or no? Yes. They all can hear, no, I'm recording. I don't know what you're saying, quiet. Correct? So therefore, this point is very important. That the Lord is personal and is representing Himself as the deity form so that we can associate. In fact, He told the gopis and He told the Brahmin's wife, right? Don't aspire for my physical association, yes? He said, you should rather serve me in my deity form. Yes? See, even the Lord saying such a thing. I think I gave a whole class on that. I should have included these 2 verses. I think these 2 verses are so important. Yes? That's why, although we are talking about personal, we all may think that, oh, you'll come to a time when I'll get a chance to see the Lord personally. No. The Lord is personally manifesting Himself here for us. So He is accepting our. You follow this point? Anyone who offends the deity, you're going to get into trouble. Correct? So okay, we stop here. Is it clear? I meant my points clear, I think. Yes? So if anyone asks you, are you seeing Krishna, what you will say?
Yes.
What? Again, no answer.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Where is he? Where is he? In Bangalore. What? Where is he? You see him in the Bhagavatam. I am giving hours classes. I spoke for almost 1.5 hours and you say Bhagavatam. Where you see the Lord? Come on. Come on, be very clear. Bhagavatam. You're so pure, you see into the Bhagavatam. Every page Bhagavatam is saying Krishna. Huh? Are you seeing? Then why you say Bhagavatam? Just to test my patience, so that I get some anger going on, is it? Is that your motive? Then why you said Bhagavatam? Why did you say Bhagavatam?
The Bhagavatam is mentioned that Krishna is.
Hare, I am asking you a question. Where are you seeing Krishna? In the Bhagavatam. Then why do you say the Bhagavatam? Or you want to tell everyone that you read in the Bhagavatam? Is that what you want to make a point? Tell me. Hello? Hello? Huh? You are seeing the Lord where? Yes, finish. You are seeing Him here, not in the deity. You are seeing Him here. Deity may be abstract. You see Him where? Here, not the front. Is it clear? Huh? Clear? Bhagavatam. So try to understand. Of course, if you are very advanced, when you are reading the Bhagavatam, you will see Him in every page. Prabhupada said that. I don't deny that. Maybe you are, Prabhu. He is a Pandit extraordinary. He just quoted the words. He is seeing the Bhagavatam every day. Yeah, you are reading Bhagavatam? No, you are not reading the Bhagavatam. Then why did you say this whole thing in the first place? Hare Krishna. Hello, all glories to you. So try to understand, we should be very, very what? Fixed on our conviction. Yeah, seeing the Lord, here, finish. No question of doubt. No question of? Yes? So now we want to endeavor to make Him a temple for Him. So that kind of conviction we must have. Do or die. For what? Give the Lord a permanent place. You follow? Only the devotees can do this kind of work. Others will, Prabhu, why you have so many temples are there? Why you want to build this temple? Huh? You know what answer Prabhupada gave? You know what answer Prabhupada gave? Tell me what answer he gave. What answer he gave? What answer?
You have so many children, why you have to get it?
No. He said to the man, why you are taking care of your children? Huh? So many children are there, you can take. Then the guy quiet. Right? So you see how Prabhupada is expert in cutting this pride of this guy. Huh? So similarly, we want to have temple for other places. I don't know their deities standing. Because the Lord will never reciprocate with non-devotees. They are not. So He told the two Brahmins, Sakshi Gopāl, what he said to them? You both are my servant lifetime after lifetime. You remember? See, the Lord reciprocates only with the devotees. So please try to put this point, emphasize it when you talk to people. You what? When you are calling people, right? Tell them that is very beautiful. You come and see. You come here and see them. Then you appreciate. In fact, Radha Priya, she came to the temple first time. I asked her, what attracted you most? She said, when I went up to see the deities, that was finished for me. I don't know how many of you have similar relation. He came, he was crying in front of Jagannath. He was singing so loud. We could hear from downstairs. He was singing, because there is no Jagannath anywhere else in Singapore. Correct? In fact, I have report that in the previous temple, now they have made it to some kind of dance classes that were going on. The one man he came and told me that ever since I go to that spot, I can feel some very powerful vibration. Even now. You understand? It's the power of the deity, not something cheap. The Lord is the Lord. Right? So please try to bring people here. Let them see. By seeing the Lord, whole things will change. Yeah, people, Janmashtami downstairs. Oh, what temple upstairs? What is? The moment they came up here, then yes, everything is okay. Finish. Yes, you saw the remark. How come the temple? Why? But when they came up here, they didn't want to go down. They didn't want to go. We had to force them to go down. The others can come. Why? Because the Lord is extremely powerful, beautiful. He is the Lord here. Right? So I think I am going to solicit your help to make sure that we build this temple for Him. Without any what? Condition. No. Simply do or die. Yes?
Yes, Lord.
What? He's not saying anything. What? He doesn't want to do. I don't know what training you are giving in children class. Yeah? Alright, we stop here. Thank you very much. Because there's nothing.